This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a dog grooming company? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Brandon Pedro with Pcoco Dog Grooming. Brandon, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it is a pleasure to have you on, and we're excited to learn all about you and your business. Can you start off by telling our listeners just a little bit about your company?
Yeah, so we're pretty much a dog grooming salon where we only specifically groom dogs for a living, and we basically do everything to pamper up your furry friends, such as your nail trimming, your ear cleaning, the bath, and everything. So pretty much a facility that takes good care of your dogs, looking freshen up and clean.
Amazing. Now, what made you decide to go into an industry like this?
So that's a very interesting answer to a question to actually answer. Um, I basically recently started with this industry as a bather at this other grooming facility out there in Frisco, and I pretty much fell in love with it. Just bathing dogs all day and just interactions with all dogs and clients coming in. And then after that, I was just like there with my dad as well because during the time my dad was working with me as well, and we just like encouragedly just said like, hey, like let's just do something for ourselves. Like we can try find out a way to invest on something on ourselves in our future. And this is also our passion too when it comes to dogs. And then from there, we're just like, you know what? Let's start hunting for properties or any shops out there that we can lease up. And then from there, we just thankfully found Copel, Texas, and from there, we opened up Pcoco. And the reason why it's called Pcoco is because our grandma during that time, she was visiting me, and it
Mhm.
was my first time meeting her, and her name was actually Coco. So I just got the
Wow.
inspiration. So I got the inspiration from that, and then just decided to name it Pcoco, and that's eventually just became history. Just opening up Pcoco Dog Grooming.
Oh, well, what a touching story. Now, we know that in this industry, there's probably quite a few myths and misconceptions. Can you start off by naming one or two of them?
Yeah. Let me see, because there's several that I do want to point out. Well, the grooming itself, one big misconception is that grooming is just about making the dog look cute. So, in reality, grooming is essential for a dog's health, actually. We can talk about the looks and everything all day, but it's really more about the maintenance and their health. Because it can be things that you could be taking care of, like there's hair conditions, their skin conditions, and pretty much grooming helps a lot with your dog's health. And then the other thing that we also want to mention is the dog's experience. Is another common myth is that dogs hate going to the groomers, which is true, but most dogs just haven't found or haven't had the right experience where they're pretty much treated with patience, love, and consistency. They actually start to enjoy it, and that's something that we focus a lot here at Pcoco Dog Grooming.
Oh, so the dogs just want a little love then.
They do. It's just a lot of patience and a lot of like dog psychology at the same time as well. You got to understand what they're comfortable with and what they're not. And once you find out what they're not comfortable, then you slowly like teach them how to like adapt and get used to it. Because like I said, from past experiences where I used to work, they mistreated the dogs and forced them to do things that they weren't comfortable with. So with
Oh.
that, you just gotta slowly be patient to them and teach them slowly. And that's what we're really good at with our team because we're also training dogs. We've been with dogs for pretty much our whole lives, and so that's what really benefits the dogs that comes in.
Now, switching gears for a second, Brandon, we know marketing is the heart of every business. Who are your targets customers or dog breeds? And in terms of marketing, how do you attract them?
I love that question because that's my strength right there in marketing. Um, but pretty much we target any dog parents out there, any pet owners in general. It doesn't matter about the dog breeds. There's that saying about pit bulls, Rottweilers, and all these dominant dog breeds. They are dominant, they are aggressive, but any dog is aggressive out there in general. But we don't target specific dog breeds. We always focus on any kind of dogs. And after all, when it comes to marketing and getting people's, at least just people just looking at your own accounts in marketing, pretty much is social media right now, because social media is literally dominating right now, and this whole algorithm is growing for small creators like us. Pretty much, we've been sort of hopping on this like niche of like storytelling, and also giving away behind the scenes of what it really is operating a business, and also educating people about dogs specifically when it comes to our industry. And if you just story tell people, you just gain people's trust in the social media side. And that's what we've been experiencing a lot. Like, of course, the numbers are growing when it comes to followers, views, and everything. But when I hop on my DMs and also comments or even emails, people are already booking or interested to book with us. And also the support as well. Like I said in the comments, people are just commenting like, "Oh wow, this is very helpful for my dog. Where is this place?" And it's just that kind of niche that you get yourself into, storytelling your videos, is really gonna get your foot out there. And I just always encourage business owners or dog groomers or anyone in general who wants to hop on marketing is to start posting, because like I said, the algorithm is up there. It's really easy now for us small creators to grow more as well.
Now, in terms of getting out there to your audience, have you ever thought of having your own podcast?
Wow. I love that. I do think of opening up a podcast of my own self. Um, but my goal is to gain more audience in my personal and the Pcoco account, to grow a bigger audience, and then eventually, once I have a huge audience, then eventually I can start opening up a podcast or even write my own book. Because that way I already have people waiting for me, or people seeking for more content from me when it comes to these long-term podcasts, versus just one like a 30 to 1 minute clip on Instagram. So yeah, I am planning on doing that more in the future once I build a bigger audience.
Now, what is one thing you would like our listeners to take away today from learning about Pcoco dog grooming?
One thing, let's see. Trying to I want to make this very meaningful. Um so what I want people to take away from Pico Dog Grooming is that we're more than just grooming salon, that we're a story built on family, culture, and the love for dogs. So like pretty much every pet that walks through our doors is treated like our own. And every client that becomes part of the Pcoco family, it's about just creating that trust, comfort, and joy in every visit. And if there's also one thing I want to leave off to every pet owner out there, is that we're not just focused about bringing in Pcoco, like we just want everyone to absorb Pcoco. We want to build a huge community when it comes to dog owners or pet owners that also joins along other organizations out there or businesses out there when it comes to the dog industry. That we all come in all together to educate and treat these dogs what they all deserve. And I think that's what we're miss the this world is missing, of like the education side of like how to actually properly take care of your dog. And so really that's my huge message right there when it comes to people discovering us at Pcoco.
Well, Brandon, what our listeners really want to know today is where can they go to learn more about Pcoco dog grooming?
They can go through our website at pcoco.grooming.com, and where you get more information, more content, more education, and more entertainment is through our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok platforms.
Mhm.
We're pretty much posting all the main social media content platforms out there, and you can check us out there to learn more about us. And soon you can also become a Pcoco family member as well.
Awesome, Brandon. One final question for you today. When it comes to dog grooming, are there certain breeds that are harder to groom than others, like Pomeranians, for example?
No, there's actually none. Everyone, it's not when it comes to dog breed. I think when it comes to their experience, their past experience. So it can be different scenarios. It can be like a puppy that has no idea what's going on and it's their first time. Then you're 50-50 saying, guessing that he or she will behave good, or he or she will be absolutely like having trouble like getting used to it. But there's some dogs who are rescued animals or just have trauma from their past experiences that they'll have a hard time with you just like adapting or getting used to. For example, getting their nails trimmed. That's the number one thing where dogs get traumatized. But it's really just by their experience, not by their dog breed or what kind of dog. Yeah, what kind of dog breed they are.
Well, Brandon, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, Sophia.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.